I'm with the filmmakers behind Everything Before Us. Welcome.
Hello, hi.
So tell me, I saw the movie last night and there's a Department of Emotional Integrity.
Right.
Which I think is super interesting. Why did you guys decide to focus on that?
Obviously, we want to tell like a love story, but we definitely wanted to try something a little different. In terms of the Department of Emotional Integrity, the idea really just came from us thinking about how, what if everyone's relationship history or their choices were able to be tracked, and what if it would like follow you around? How would you treat people differently? How would you even engage yourself differently? So that's really where it came from, and I think in turning it into like a DMV kind of style was a lot of fun. Just taking the emotion out of emotions. Yeah.
I think we're used to seeing so much racy things on TV, and it's all about sex and drugs or fast cars or things like that. Whereas this film isn't about that. It's very emotional. And
I think a lot of our content up until this point is very just real. And I think that there's plenty of negativity that's already out in the world, plenty of exploitation of different themes, and yeah, like a lot of sex, guns, all this stuff. And it's not necessarily like those are bad. It's just like that's really just not really our style.
They're fun sometimes, but we also need the other side.
I think Wes said it the best. It's like, sometimes like the most dramatic things are the ones that we experience ourselves, in our own lives. And yeah, we don't live like these crazy, these crazy lives, but it's still just as dramatic and it's just as important story to tell.
So do you guys wish there was really a DEI in real life? I mean, what would that be like?
I don't think it's such a bad thing, to be honest. Because in tendency, even though you do grow and learn from relationships, you just revert back to old habits, especially in relationships. And you just go back to fear, or you go back to like, this is just how I operate in a relationship. But I think when you have something in place and they give you the tools to keep moving forward and to remember this other human being that you're going to be committed to in some sense, has feelings, has a future, and it could jeopardize their future and your future as well. And I kind of feel that sometimes people are really reckless with other people's feelings, and I'm not down for that.
In some sense, it kind of already exists in like the way all the different social networks, and everyone has a profile on so many different like platforms. So when you meet someone, you can go Google them, find their Instagram,
stalk them.
Stalk them on Facebook, and you already kind of make a score for yourself based on what they're posting, what pictures they have, and you're like, oh, this person's like that. You're already doing that. So this is the discussion that's great about this film. Like you can, we hope people will go home or after they watch the movie talk about like, dude, what do you think? I think it's great. I think it's not.
It is a good conversation starter. I agree. And I talked to you guys yesterday, so I focus on positive psychology, which is about motivation and being our best selves. And I think your mission in this film, I don't know if it's your mission, but your work in this film really relate to that. So my question is, when you're faced with rejection, how do you stay motivated to keep moving forward?
Sometimes we feel like in life we want to take the path of least resistance. We feel like maybe that's will be the most enjoyable for us. But we only really grow when we're faced with our challenges, right? When we're the most uncomfortable, when we face rejection. I think we see rejection as such a negative thing, right? Because we live in this age now where in elementary school, every kid gets a first place ribbon, right? Because everyone wants to make everyone feel good about stuff. But I think we shouldn't forget, and I think this movie kind of touches on that we only do our most valuable growing when we are put in the most uncomfortable situations.
I agree. And I think going the path of least resistance isn't rewarding. So you guys are really focused on what I've seen, everything is very positive, and the awkward animal line is like, it's very positive about being a nice guy. Why are you so set on that? Why do you believe that connects with people, that it's the right thing to do?
I mean, thank you for acknowledging, like, I think Wong Fu Productions, we have garnered a pretty big audience, like, worldwide, and if we are in that position, we should be having a positive influence, I think. And that's not saying that every character in our shorts or in our movies is, a stand-up guy or girl. Everyone will still have flaws. but what they learn and how they grow, we want it to have a positive message. So I think people inherently are just flawed, but learning from those mistakes and growing, that's what we want to focus on.
And giving hope.
And giving hope. Yes. Yeah.
And do you think it's contagious?
I think so. I mean, I think a lot of our fans and supporters have definitely seen what we've done, and it brightens their day, or it inspires them, and that's really, if we can do that, that's such a huge honor, you know, to be part of people's lives in that way.
The movie Everything Before Us will be available for download June 3rd, for rental and purchase June 3rd on Vimeo.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think I heard enough.